Are you ready to become my bride? These words are not just a question. They are the unveiling of a universe I have quietly built with your name whispered into every star. I have traveled across kingdoms of thought and wandered the deserts of longing, only to find the oasis of your presence. I no longer wish to dream alone. I no longer want the throne to be the only companion of my nights. My soul, once cloaked in royal silence, now sings your name like a secret it can no longer hide. This moment is not a proposal, it's a confession of destiny. You are not just a woman I love, you are the prophecy I feared to believe. I see you beyond your eyes, beyond your voice, in ways only poets could ever understand. You came into my life with grace that undressed my pride. You didn't ask for jewels or palaces, you asked for my heart, unguarded. And here it is, my queen in waiting, every vein of it trembling in hope that your answer is not delayed by doubt. Love has never been more royal than it is when I kneel before your soul. I have watched you in silence, in motion, in prayer, and in pain. And every time, you glowed like an answered prayer sent to complete the rhythm of my life. You are a rose carved from eternity, a heartbeat shaped by divine hands. When you smile, I forget my titles, my world, my fears. I remember only this: that I am a man who has waited too long to say this. Be my bride, not just in ceremony, but in breath, in battle, in forever. My palace has rooms that echo with stories, but none as powerful as the one I want to write with you. I want our children to run through its halls carrying your grace in their laughter. I want our mornings to begin with your voice reciting verses that bring peace to the walls. I want your scent to replace the silence of these chambers, your dreams to be my morning agenda, your sighs to be the lullaby of my nights. Say yes, and watch this empire turn into a home. I know love has hurt you before. I've seen it in your cautious eyes, in the way your fingers hesitate to fully hold mine. But let me rebuild trust with every breath I take. Let me be your shield, your partner, your forever. Let this proposal be not just a romantic whisper but a declaration of war against every heartbreak you've known. I swear, no crown has ever meant as much to me as your hand in mine. Tonight, I offer you more than just a ring. I offer you the thunder of my poetry, the truth of my silence, the safety of my embrace. I offer you my name, not as a title, but as a shelter. I offer you the part of me that the world will never see, the man behind the sheikh, the dreamer behind the ruler, the lover who has been yours before he even knew your name. You are not walking into a royal chapter, you are becoming the story itself. Every poet needs a muse, every king needs his queen, and every soul craves its mirror. You are mine. You walked into my world and made everything I once knew feel empty without your presence. I want to wake up each day to your smile and sleep each night with the promise of your breath against my chest. I want to grow old watching your beauty deepen, not with time, but with love. Will you allow me the honor to witness that journey? You have touched my mother's heart with kindness, made my sisters laugh with ease, and made the moon jealous with your glow. You don't need to wear a crown to be royal. You were born for it. My people will call you their princess, but I will call you mine. Not out of possession, but out of reverence. You are my sacred vow, my divine answer, my poetry made flesh. Are you ready to become my bride, my beloved? Let us not waste another moment in hesitation. Let the wind carry your answer, let the stars align with our fate. I want to see your hands held out to receive this future, this fire, this forever I offer. You are not being asked to marry a man. You are being invited to rule a love story that will outlive time. Together, we will turn history into a heartbeat, royalty into romance, and vows into verses. When I wrote the first poem with your name in my mind, I knew I would one day say this. I rehearsed it 1,000 times, not in front of mirrors, but in front of sunsets, because they reminded me of you, beautiful, fleeting, and always leaving me breathless. So now I say it not as a prince or poet, but as a man entirely and utterly yours. Will you stand beside me not just in public, but in the shadows too? This journey won't be easy, but with your hands in mine, even storms will bow before us. Our love will be envied by oceans, sung by birds, and carved into clouds. I am not promising perfection, I am promising persistence. I am promising prayers, patience, passion. I am promising a throne where you're not seated behind me, but beside me. Let us walk into this kingdom of love, together, with hearts crowned by sincerity. So here I am, my queen, bare, bold, and burning for your answer. I have loved you in silence, in hope, in dreams. Now, I want to love you in life. Say yes, and I will turn this moment into a masterpiece that generations will sing. Say yes, and I will write your name into the history of my soul. Say yes, and become my bride. The stars above us are holding their breath, waiting for your answer as I stand with my heart in my trembling hands. Every poem I ever wrote, every word I ever whispered to the desert winds, led me to this moment. You are the reason my ink flows endlessly, the reason my soul remains restless in your absence. If you say yes, this night becomes sacred. If you say yes, every wound I carried suddenly becomes worth it, because they led me to you. Let this not be a mere proposal, it is the beginning of a revolution inside both our hearts. I imagine you walking toward me in white, not just dressed in silk and lace, but in light and legacy. I see the crown of love resting on your head, not because you married a prince, but because you loved like a queen. I imagine your fingers curled around mine on our wedding day, your smile shining brighter than chandeliers, your tears not of fear, but of joy. I see the petals falling, the world watching, but I will only be watching you, the girl who turned a kingdom into a heartbeat. You've always had the power to bring me to my knees, not as a man defeated, but as one overwhelmed by grace. Every moment I spent hiding these feelings, masking them beneath tradition and silence, now unravels. Let those barriers fall. Let the world hear it from my lips, I want you. Not as a fleeting chapter. Not as a hidden muse. But as my bride, my home, my eternity. Say you'll be mine, and I will never let— Do you know how long I've waited to ask you this? In every ceremony I attended, I saw you. In every wedding that wasn't ours, I searched for you. In every dance, every speech, every silence, your name lived. Now, I can't keep pretending that you are just someone I admire from a distance. I want to call you my wife. I want to celebrate your name in public, in poetry, in prayer. You, and only you, have touched the deepest part of my being. My mother once told me, when you find a woman who calms your storms and lights your soul, never let her go. You are her prophecy fulfilled. You've given me peace no title ever could. Your love is the kind of warmth that reaches the coldest parts of a man. You've seen me raw and real, and you still smiled. I don't want to be whole without you anymore. I want to be whole with you, in your arms, by your side. There's a vision that lives in my head, where we sit on a rooftop, years from now, surrounded by children, and your head rests on my shoulder. I'm not wearing a crown there. You're not wearing jewels. But in that quiet, simple moment, we are more royal than any throne could offer. I want that life with you. I want those years. I want to build a forever with the girl who made my poems breathe. Let me carry your burdens and celebrate your triumphs. Let me be your mirror when you forget your worth and your protector when the world gets too loud. In a world filled with temporary love, let us be eternal. You don't need to change for me, you already are more than enough. I've seen the fire in your eyes, the tenderness in your voice, and the universe in your spirit. You were never meant to just pass through my life. You were meant to anchor it. If love were a kingdom, you would be its queen, not because I chose you, but because destiny wrote your name in my heart long before I learned how to love. So I ask you again, not with trembling lips this time, but with the confidence of a man who has found his soul's equal. Are you ready to become my bride? To write a story with me that no time or fate can erase? I promise you more than diamonds and palaces. I promise you days of laughter that echo through eternity and nights of whispered poems under the moonlight. I promise to fight for us even when the world turns against us. I promise to grow with you, not beside you, but as one. Together, we will rise, we will fall, and we will rise again, always, with love leading the way. You are the melody to my silence, the fire to my frost. Without you, this life of royalty is incomplete. I don't want to wear crowns in rooms filled with people if you are not there to hold my hand when they leave. I don't want to win battles if I can't come home to your arms. I don't want a future that doesn't begin with your yes. You are the center of everything I never dared to dream. So take this hand, this promise, this imperfect yet eternal heart. Take it not because it is flawless, but because it belongs to you, and you alone. Let us walk through the gardens of destiny, write our initials on time's wall, and hold each other even when the lights dim. I am yours, in front of the world, under the heavens, and in the hidden corners of my soul. Are you ready to become my bride? Because, my love, once you say yes, the stars will finally exhale. The poems will find their endings. The silence in me will become music. And everything will make sense. This is no longer just a dream. It is our beginning. Say yes, and let forever start with us. And now, as it plays for the world, I find myself watching you all over again. Falling, again. Your laugh still tugs at the strings of my being. Your gaze still burns through the layers of titles and duty. This isn't a goodbye video or a farewell letter. This is our arrival. Our beginning. Our statement that no matter who tries to silence love, it will always find a way to speak. Even if the skies turn gray and the world forgets our names, I will still be standing beside you, whispering, I adore you, with the same passion I held on the first day I knew it. My woman, this isn't just love, it's eternal devotion stitched into my every breath. So let the world spin its tales and time march forward. Let history write its version of events. But know this. Somewhere, beneath the royal armor and poetic verses, is a man on his knees before love. A man who wakes up every day just to be worthy of the woman he swore to adore. And my woman, that woman is you. Forever, endlessly, and